and welcome to this tutorial video of AutoGaitA Group. In this video I will use the example data that is also provided in our repository, and therefore for the first screen here we would like to compare three groups in this case. Next you have to tell us what the names of your group is. This can be whatever you want. It doesn't have to correspond to like the path or anything. And then you have to tell us where the path of each group is. And important here is it should be the results folder of this given group. The results folder doesn't have to be called results. It can be called anything. However, it's important that you have this config file and the ID subfolders that the first level toolboxes generate. Once you have this configured, you can then choose a location for the group results. Let's just say group results on our desktop. You can choose to run our cluster extent permutation test, which is always recommended because it's free of parametric assumptions. However, you can also choose to run an ANOVA approach for your statistical analysis. There you have to tell us what your ANOVA design is, so whether you have repeated measures or mixed ANOVA. Of course, mixed ANOVA being if you have separate individuals for your separate groups, repeated measures if you have the same individuals in your different groups. For us, it's repeated measures because we have the same group of mice walking over different beams. Then going to the advanced configuration, the number of permutations of the cluster extent test should always be at least 10,000. The alpha level of statistical significance is of course typically 5%, but you can change it here. Then you can choose how many principal components you want to compute, what the color palette is that you want to use. Then if you want to plot standard error instead of the standard deviation as your error bars, to plot legends outside of the figure panels. And then next, if you want your 3D PCA scatter plots as a rotating video file as well, you have to make sure that FFmpeg is installed. And we have some installation guidelines in our documentation. So if you want to do this, please make sure to check that out as well. Finally, you can choose to not show the plots in the figure GUI. And if your first level was AutoGaitA Simi, which leg step cycle you want to analyze, left or right. Once you configured everything, we can move on to the feature definition or configuration. And here on the left section, you can choose which features you would like to test statistically. Let's just say the height, the y coordinate of the ankle. And in the right section, you can choose which features you would like to include in your principal component analysis. And then we just hit run and run. The figures will be generated here. The results will be saved to group results. You can look in the terminal for just a summary of the analysis that you chose, as well as some progress. This will take some time because we have 10,000 permutations, so I stop the tutorial here. But once this is finished, you'll get some info of your p-values, of your clusters of significance if there were any, and you get all the figures in your figure GUI if you chose the option.